watch some videos. Yeah. Yeah, whoa. Somebody just slapped my butt. Somebody just slapped my butt. Must have been me. I'm gonna switch this to... I gotta go get some shoes.
GMCC.
Ew, what the fuck? I'm gonna watch this one in a second. Nobody's even here, so... Ugh. Sub-Zero, baby. Am I even in the shot? Shit. Here we go.
Get game day deals on Uber Eats. This week, it's buy one, get one French fries from McDonald's.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Just Rolled In. On today's episode, we'll be showing some mechanic fails that happen in the workplace, questionable work done by other shops, and some other fails and interesting things that happen on the job. When this pickup truck was brought in to get new ball joints installed, the shop also found the vehicle to have no brakes due to a master cylinder leak. The customer declined to get it fixed, and the mechanic had forgotten the truck had no brakes when he pulled it out of the shop.
Nice.
We
Ooh.
have a customer here who brought her car in, and for some reason the last mechanics ran her rotor in with screws and didn't line up the holes. They just ran them straight into the rotor.
This mechanic was using starter fluid to get this vehicle with a bad fuel pump into the shop when the other mechanic driving accidentally ran over his leg. The mechanic said he had a bruise, but he was okay.
Wow. Nice.
Another mechanic in this shop ran a screwdriver through the oil filter to try and remove it, but punctured the upper oil pan, which this shop will now be replacing.
That's why you never fucking do that. What the fuck?
This customer just had a new engine installed at the shop 2 weeks prior and brought it in for a burning spell. This mobile mechanic was at a customer's house updating the PCM on the car when suddenly a bunch of cops showed up and arrested the customer. The mechanic finished the update and just left without getting paid.
Whoa, what the fuck? They arrested his customer? That's awesome.
A mechanic in the shop backed into another customer's vehicle and drove into a garbage bin when he pulled into his bay.
What the fuck?
The mechanic was okay and got the bolt loose. This mechanic made a funnel out of a gear lube bottle and sprayed it clean in the garbage bin. Then he decided to use a lighter to melt the edges of the funnel, which he had forgotten he just sprayed with brake clean. It caught on fire, so he threw it in the garbage bin, then this
Nice.
Are you
Hey, Alyssa's here. What's up? I'm good. My day was good. How was your day? I forgot I'm not in the camera.
Another mechanic in the shop just replaced the
Whoa.
steering rack in his customer's car, and they brought it back as they said it slides while driving. This is exactly how it was brought in with a Bluetooth nut for the tie rod.
How is that not hitting? What the fuck?
Customer states there's a
Nice.
rattle when accelerating. His customer's car was recently at the shop and the previous mechanic forgot his flashlight underneath the car, which rattled against the exhaust.
Oh, I've done that. I did that, but it was a flashlight and a belt. And the belt fucking destroyed the flashlight.
The owner of his car just had their brakes replaced and brought it back as they said they have no brakes and a leak. The mechanic who replaced the brakes left his hammer in the coil spring, which damaged the brake hose.
Oh,
Another
man.
mechanic in the shop couldn't find his hammer after he installed a new carpet in this car.
There it is.
Idiot. Oh,
When his
nice.
car was in to get a new head gasket installed, the mechanic didn't notice until afterwards that he reinstalled the cylinder head on top of the wiring for the oxygen sensor. He also said he didn't start the engine and just noticed this beforehand.
Oh, no.
The
You
shop just replaced the
dumbass.
clutch less than 1 year ago, and the mechanic who installed it did not tighten one of the bolts with the throwout bearing sleeve, which then came loose and flung around and caused all of this damage to the transmission. The previous mechanic who did this quit a little after he did the job, and the shop got a new transmission for the customer. Another
Oh
mechanic
my
in
God,
the
the
shop
same
decided
shit
to
happened
remove
to
the front
me.
fenders to install front mud flaps on this customer's vehicle. Every other mechanic in the shop told him not to, but he did it anyways, and damaged the fenders in the process. The vehicle was put back together and sent to a body shop. This truck has a lack of power and the check engine light is on after it just had an
What the
oil
fuck?
change at the shop. The mechanic who just serviced it forgot this rag in the air filter box when he replaced the air filter and cleaned out the air box.
What the fuck? That's why you don't cover that hole. What the fuck? How he didn't shred that thing, I have no idea.
5 delicious KFC bowls for just... Wait, go back. Ooh, that's nuts. For just $5 each.
Yeah, that's like $25.
I had my brakes done at another shop,
Fucking
and
25.
now they're making noise.
Yeah, I know, that's insane.
Where's
Oh, I've seen that.
the brake pad?
I've seen that
This
before.
customer was just at a tire shop as she said all 4 tires have a leak. The tire shop said all 4 valve stems were leaking and charged her to replace them. Now she's at this shop as they still leak, which the mechanic found all 4 wheels to have multiple cracks in them and have been welded multiple times, which the other shop didn't mention anything about.
What the fuck? Look how fucked up those are.
The semi-truck just had a new transmission and clutch installed in another shop, as they both managed to explode. After the new transmission and
What?
clutch was installed, the truck would not shift properly, which this mobile mechanic found that the mechanic who installed it either broke the clutch on installation, or did not see that the clutch was broken when he installed it.
Okay,
One of the loops
Ghost,
at this shop
shut
did not
up.
tighten the
I'm
drain
trying to
pipe,
make a
and all that
fucking
oil leaked out
live
over
stream.
time on this customer's vehicle.
Fucking, there's ghosts in this house, and they kind of piss me off sometimes. They'll like make noise all the time. I'm like,
This
quiet.
customer's Mustang
trying to
was
make
on
a
the way
video.
to the shop and fell off the flatbed of the tow truck, as the tow truck driver never strapped down the car.
oh no, ah,
Customer comes in and having me look at this because what they found after they got their exhaust manifold fixed,
He didn't really lift that
they
right.
find 2 brand new exhaust manifold bolts up in the cowl, spark plug wire unhooked, misfire. So they brought it for me to look at.
What the fuck?
And it looks like they broke off a new bolt in the front. You can see where it's leaking. And then if you look at this bolt back here, that one's nice and tight. Yeah. A little extra trying goes a long way. Make it even better now I'm tearing this apart. I don't know if you've ever seen an exhaust manifold basket, but it says down. Exhaust manifold side. This was upside down like this.
No.
So this little tab was bent over on the temperature sensor on the head. Obviously I had to bend that over. I think it's going to have to get a new gasket too. I start looking at the passenger side. I don't know if you can see that up in there, but dipstick bolt is fairly even in there. And you got the gasket on backwards, so it bends the tab over on the bolt back here. This side's not correct either. Yeah, wonderful.
What the fuck?
That's one way to get down a ladder. Got a Hyundai Sonata with a 2.4 liter engine. Customer states that someone just installed the engine recently.
Ow!
Gizmo,
Damn,
obviously.
bitch.
But they have an oil leak
Okay,
on it
okay,
to
enough
look
with the
at it.
claws.
Unfortunately, it looks like during install, we got a little bit of a hole there in the back of the oil pan. So,
The fuck is your deal? Don't scratch me like that.
That fucking ain't doing
If you've enjoyed this video,
That's
please
funny.
consider leaving a like or subscribing if you haven't already. And you can submit clips that you filmed on our web.
Hi, this is Patayo, and a little thing I love about a Chick-fil-A grilled spicy deluxe sandwich is that first bite. I really like the marinated chicken breast, the multi-grain.
Oh, nice. Rack bushings. Jesus loves you.
alright, Riley. I'm not quite sure about this casting. It's warped and it's
Wait, is that Owen from before?
outside,
I
yeah,
think Owen's been
obviously
here
it was,
before.
It was finished properly with casting. The variation in thicknesses on both sides. Wow, guys.
Oh crap! Oh no! No way!
The customer, instead of replacing the steering column,
The variation in thicknesses on both sides. Wow, guys.
No way! I can't believe that happened.
doesn't stop. Oh, that's rough. The customer, instead of replacing the steering column, start button on the fuse box.
Tired of drivers blinding him with high beams, this truck driver installed a powerful flashing light system to teach them a lesson.
That's nice. I need that. I need that shit. Uh-oh. Look at that one. They ain't doing shit. And it's got the lifter tick as well. You hear it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Owen. Whoa, what the fuck?
This car was brought in because the customer complained about a whistle.
Why did they
while
take
driving.
why did they cut into the
Technicians
wheel?
discovered that someone had played a prank by strapping a musical harmonica underneath the car.
Oh, now that is gold. That is next level. That might be the best prank I've ever seen. Is a harmonica. That way when you get faster, it gets louder. That's genius.
I feel this is not one cabin air filter. I think this is like 10. No, this is one. This is one cabin air filter. It's stretched out like an accordion.
What the fuck?
Playing some hella good music with this bad boy. Oh. So if you don't change your cabin air filter and all this buildup happens over time, for one, you're not going to be able to smell anything in your vehicle. You're going to become completely nose blind. But two, you're going to have, well, yeah, this one has rat nesting all up in there.
What the fuck? How? How did that even get in there?
Changing the starter.
2017 Nissan Titan. Yeah, it's underneath.
I guess if you're asking me, yes, I do, Owen.
There's a lot of people that put a lot of time and effort into going to school to become an engineer. And that's fine. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. But remember, not everybody in this world is an engineer. Some of us actually have to work on the crap you create. So damn it, do better.
Oh, it's like a North Star engine where they have the upper intake and then the starters underneath it. You have to remove the upper intake to get to the starter.
Flat repair, tire rotation, and oil change. No other problems. Go ahead and start it.
What the fuck? That's the Ford four-wheel drive system broken. It's a vacuum system.
This'll be
What the fuck?
This customer brought their car in because it barely runs and makes a weird sound. The technician discovered that oil was being sucked through the PVC system because the air intake was filled with sunflower seeds. The customer went home happy with 2 bags full of seeds.
Oh. What? That's happened to me too. Whoa, what the fuck? He needs like he needs a better hammer. That was like too big of a hammer.
Uber Eats has deals on your football favorites. Order now.
I recommend La Roche-Posay.
Okay.
1 application a day keeps very dry skin away. 48
I don't
hours.
know why you like asking these very
helps repair the skin barrier.
like you guys all have the
La
same
Roche-Posay.
questions that you ask. Who do you think that higher power is? I think the power is God. God.
So y'all check this out. You know I ain't much of a Ford guy, but these new inspection windows on the 22 F-150s are absolutely phenomenal. If you ever need to know if you're low on fluid, you can just poke your head in there and take a look.
No way.
Before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button.
2020 Accord.
Oh shit, he hit the like button.
Radar was stolen. Got damaged connector here. But yeah, we see this a lot in the tri-state area. This car is from Jersey, although we see them from New York specifically a lot as well. So it's a common issue. There is something we can do about it though.
The semi was brought in for
Wait, somebody stole their symbol on the front? What the like the radar?
They want any repairs of it. I don't even know what the fuck to say about that. What are my personal beliefs? Well, you know, I don't think people die forever. I think there's something going on after you die. Do I know what that is? I don't think you do either, though.
This probably are you gonna say that's a barrel?
Alors ici, on a un magnifique Saturnion.
Even though I don't understand a word of French, I'm sure this guy is amazed by how rusted this Saturn is.
Dans le plancher, qui est un petit peu défoncé.
de fil, j'essayais de poser avec.
Il n'y a plus de rocker. Les grosses à gauche avec des collets. La tête à gauche qui est en train de passer à travers.
Whoa, there's like nothing left.
Puis, le meilleur bout, c'est le frame Bluetooth. Ça, c'est une nouvelle technologie pour alléger la carrosserie des voitures.
How is it even that rusted? No way. Shut up.
This customer came in to get an OEM
What
trailer
the
hitch.
fuck?
Apparently, he received a ticket for using this custom receiver he made.
What the what the fuck even was that?
Everywhere. Luckily, Palm Wonderful's antioxidants help defend against them. Real life is scary. Protect yourself from free radicals with Palm.
How do I start a savings habit?
How would you start shaving a rabbit? If you want a simpler way to build a habit, a BMO savings account can help.
Puis, le meilleur bout, c'est le frame Bluetooth. Ça, c'est une nouvelle technologie pour alléger la carrosserie des voitures.
God, I hate French. What the fuck? Where's the brake pads?
This customer came in to get an OEM
What the
trailer
shit?
hitch. Apparently, he received a ticket for using this custom receiver he made.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh man. Just holding up your hand like an idiot. That shit could like literally knock your teeth out. Oh my goodness. That's not good.
Here, it's a 6 turbo, broken tail shaft.
Tail shaft. Tail shaft.
On one of these when it's broken a shaft. The whole centre bearing area is shagged.
Why would you be comfortable
With
dying?
a
You
hole
don't know.
in front of the
Why
fuel
would
tank
you die?
area. Snapped it back.
Because I'm not
broke
like
cable
some
completely.
like Messiah.
Smashed the exhaust.
I'm not the son of God. I am a son of God, but I'm not the son of God. So
among other things. So yeah,
it's pretty comfortable for me to say, hey, I don't really need to have.
Down the road whose name starts with an M to do a wheel bearing, and now.
And so, being that I'm just a regular schmo, who gives a fuck if I'm whoever? Because it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to save mankind. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to have a job. I'm trying to have a YouTube thing. So. And I'm not trying to be argumentative. Yeah, and let him do his thing. So I am totally comfortable not being alive because I won't be there for it. I'm actually totally cool with not being alive or dying or anything. Because I won't be there for it. It's like, hey, what's being alive in like a zillion years going to feel like? I don't know. I won't be there for that event. I will not be there. So I wouldn't know. It's like asking an impossible question. I don't know.
It feels like their wheels falling off. I think they forgot some
Hey,
bolts.
The truck driver was shocked when the
Sylphie.
fuel light came on and the engine abruptly stopped. He soon discovered that
What's
he had lost the
up?
tank 1.3 miles back due to cracked fuel tank straps.
Customer states my
I am a
oil
nerd.
light came on. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but a couple days ago it
Thank
got
you, Owen.
really, really loud. Holy shit, bud.
What the
Talk
fuck?
about built Ford tough.
Wow. That's like plus 10
That's it for
horsepower.
Today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to send us your photos and videos for a chance to be featured
Oh
in
yeah,
our
credit
next
to
one.
Carhax.
Thanks for watching and see you guys next time.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sylphie. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
Get game day deals on Uber Eats. This week, it's buy one, get one French fries from McDonald's.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Need room for all your gear.
You're about to be entrusted with top secret information.
You're gonna want to hear this.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Just Rolled In.
Oh yeah, just rolled in. Credit goes to them.
Smoking noise coming from
Fuck
the
yes.
stash area.
Faith in Jesus. Surely have eternity in heaven. I mean, Jesus is probably a great idea. I will agree. Probably a great idea. So, yeah.
Customer states clicking noise when turning. Oh yeah, I hear.
Oh, thank you,
Like,
Sylphie.
You know, almost
Tell
like
my friends
something-
about me. What are you
The owner of
gonna?
this car had a minor coolant leak and decided
That's-
to add
that's a
gasket
very-
sealer to the coolant system.
it's a
But
very
instead, he
suggestive
forced the
thing
ball
to
had gas
say.
repair in the engine. Unfortunately for the customer, the sealer worked its way into every oil galley and starved the engine of oil. Customer states there's a helicopter symbol on the dash. The technician explained to the customer that it was the check engine light, and the customer declined to get it looked at.
Helicopter
This
symbol?
customer said he was taking his gas pedal for his brake pedal. Fortunately, nobody was injured, and the customer's pickup truck was a write-off.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Clipper state. Driver's side, something exploded behind the dash.
That's
And
bullshit.
poured out on the floor. Matt, check your buttons.
Well, yeah, it's all up in there.
Once the customer was notified, they said they let somebody else borrow the car and didn't notice these candles on the dash. The technician said the candles melted and the wax ran down through the defrost vents and into the heater box. The customer declined to get the wax cleaned out from behind the dashboard.
All milk.
And this car was brought in as the customer said they lost 2 mice in their car. So they set their snake loose to eat them, but now they couldn't find their snake. This is what the technician was greeted with when he opened the door. This vehicle was brought in as
What
the
the
owner said the
fuck?
brakes are smoking and they
Oh, I've
have
seen
brake
this.
issues. The shop told him that they need to remove the wheels and see what's wrong, as it's not safe to drive like this. The owner declined and said they will have it towed home, but before they knew it, the owner jumped into
There's
the vehicle and drove
selfie.
away. And this customer had asked another shop to replace the transmission on her Jeep, but halfway through the job, she decided that she wanted to sell the car instead and didn't want to pay any more labor and asked the shop for her vehicle back in whatever state it was in. Now she's at this dealership to try and sell the car, but was upset that this dealership offered her an offer that was lower than expected.
Yeah,
The
like
small
nothing.
mechanic had a service call on this vehicle as the customer says he has some electrical issues. When the mechanic was diagnosing the vehicle, he also noticed this custom heater made by the owner. The customer has been using this propane heater on this piece of cardboard as his heat does not work. The heater had also burnt a bit of the armrest. Customer states they have a clunk
What
on
the
acceleration.
fuck?
The mechanic found the issue to be caused by this worn out engine mount that was filled with spray foam.
What?
This mobile mechanic had a service call as the driver says their truck will not accelerate. He found the issue to be caused by this golf ball that was behind the accelerator pedal.
Shut up. God, people are so
The owner of
stupid.
this vehicle has never changed oil since they bought the vehicle brand new, and it now has 98,000 miles on it. The mechanic tried to drain the engine oil, but no oil came out, and he thinks the noise is from a spun connecting rod bearing. Customer states they have
Oh
steering
my
issues. The
god,
mechanic
that's
found all these
literally the
pieces of
worst I've
steering
ever
packed in
seen.
an
What the
intermediate
fuck?
steering shaft boot, which the mechanic said had the consistency of hard peanut butter and caused the customer's concern. Customer states
What
rear
the
camera
fuck?
image is distorted and lower half of image is cut off. The technician found that the rear camera lens was dirty, so he cleaned it off and told the customer that the lower half of the image is actually just a rear bumper.
That.
Customer states no lights on dash
That's
come up and the car runs for a
hilarious.
couple of seconds and shuts off. The technician saw that the car had an aftermarket radio that was installed by the customer and also did not work, so he removed it and took a look.
Oh,
He
come
found
on.
this
Why do
and
you
that
say
there was
the
also
same
many
things
burnt
every
and missing
time?
fuses, and the customer's issue was caused
The
by
Jesus,
himself.
the perfect life, that person, the cross, took the punishment we deserve. Dude, you always say the same shit, man. Come
This car
on.
was pushed in as the customer says it won't start. The shop diagnosed the vehicle and found that it needed a new fuel pump. The customer declined repairs and had his friends push it away.
No
And this Jeep
fucking
was driven to the
way.
tire shop like this. The customer said she apparently didn't know her tire was flat until she got flagged down by another driver. The mechanic said there was also a ton of other issues with this vehicle that the customer didn't want repaired.
I didn't realize what an all the Alabama Betty Crocker methamphetamine government cheese and rice. Holy.
This customer's vehicle was just brought in to get a new exhaust installed, and the whole shop was pretty surprised on the modifications of this truck.
How? How? It's like 100
This
trucks
vehicle
in
was towed
one.
in as a customer zip-tied a t-shirt to a leak in power steering line, but the t-shirt got caught on a camshaft timing belt gear as there's no timing belt cover on the engine. The valve cover was removed to remove the t-shirt, and the engine now starts and runs. And this car was brought in for a brake-related issue. The mechanic isn't sure how long the customer had this custom wood brake pad installed for, but doesn't think it would work too well.
Shut
This
up.
car was brought in as the customer says they have a
Shut
right noise
up.
in the rear of their SUV. And this vehicle was towed in as the customer said his car randomly shut off. The mechanic later got the full story from the customer, as ex-girlfriend had put Skittles in his engine, which she didn't bother on removing and drove his car until it shut off.
What y'all know about the Chevy Malibu
What
Sport
the
S with a spoiler and a tiny spoiler on top? But that's not it. Exhaust pipes, but no exhaust pipe. Those are the pipes. And it gets even better. It's a Sport. Dale Earnhardt drives it. It's an ST, so this is a Ford now, with a turbo. Turbo Sport. And he's a Samurai.
And he's a samurai.
But it's also a turbo 5.0.
Oh, it's also a turbo
They still had a
5.0.
rattle from the rear even after their friend tried to fix it. The mechanic found that somebody thought the rattle was from the exhaust and heat shields, so they used spray foam, a brick, some shop towels, and microfiber towels to try and stop the exhaust from rattling. But all along, the noise was from the broken rear shocks.
This is a 2023 Lexus RX.
Math.
That's what these people are on.
Had their window cut out by the fire department. The stores have electronic flashes.
What the fuck?
There's a manual release in case you ever did get stuck. On the
Shut
inside
up.
and the outside.
Shut up. No way.
This car was brought in for its yearly inspection after the customer said he
No
had a shop
way.
fix some rust damage on his car. The mechanic is not sure who did this.
Do you
but found that
understand
the
how
cars and
annoying it
rust on
is
his
to
car
say the
using
same
spray foam,
things over and
cardboard,
over every
fiberglass.
time you're in the
vehicle
chat?
failed the inspection. This truck was brought in as the customer tried to wire a power bar in his vehicle, but it caught on fire.
What the?
The person who shared this clip said this customer's truck had a wheel bearing fail on them, which got the gear oil in the hub so hot and caused this to happen. He also mentioned these are an older style of wheel hub that requires gear oil and most likely was not checked by the driver in a while.
Customer states, please check my tire pressures. That left front is triple the recommended tire pressure.
Triple.
Customer states, beeping in interior.
Shut up.
And it is.
Shut up.
No power, replace the battery. Left the cap on the native terminal.
Customer states clicking noise after it was just fixed at this shop. The mechanic removed the wheel and found a crab stuck between the wheel and brake caliper.
Ew.
So,
What a way to go. Jesus
to
Christ.
fix the emissions properly. So what we'll do is... Oh, look! We'll put a bit of tape under the throttle pedal so you can't push it down very far. Naughty boy.
Customer states they have a clinking noise going into gear and a horrible vibration at 55 miles per hour. The shop found out that the customer had just purchased his vehicle and it had bigger issues, as the previous owner tried to patch the frame with spray foam and some duct tape.
What?
When this car was brought in for a fuel pump recall, the technician had to remove the rear seats to access the fuel pump. He said he had to wear a mask as there was mold growing behind the seats and some sort of mysterious liquid sloshing around.
Nah, you can
Milo's
take that
rewards
shit out of here,
Join for
bro.
free today to unlock member perks from the palm of your hand. With every purchase, all members earn points towards Milo's money. Get free gifts to bring home, member deals to get more projects done, and free standard shipping. Start earning for free with Milo's rewards today.
Downy Unstoppables with odor blocker to keep you fresh all day. Just toss, wash, and wow. Downy Unstoppables with odor blocker for all day freshness. Smell unstoppable.
Tasty.
Smart.
Tasty.
Smart. When stomach and brain work together, it's all kinds of good.
Wow, that's annoying as fuck.
Customer states check engine light and airbag light is on. The technician found his coffee mug underneath the driver's seat that caused the short as a non-coated rim of the mug rubbed through these
Like,
two
ask me a
wires.
question or something, bro.
Long story short, the owner of
Or
this
just
car
ask me a
added too
question
much
about,
oil to his
I don't
engine,
know, the
as he was
thing of
not
which we're
aware
both
the oil level
watching.
had to be checked while the engine was running. There was expected a total of 16 quarts of oil in the engine, which the customer declined to have it drained and filled with the appropriate amount, then drove the vehicle away and said he'll just have the car repossessed.
Customer states bad sound quality, as if the radio reception was bad. So let's check it out. Oh, that sounds bad. Ah, fixed it.
Customer states that after a gunshot in the center console, multiple items do not work. The technician was told by the customer that she was messing around in the car with her gun, then accidentally pressed the trigger and managed to shoot this wiring harness. And this BMW with this custom wide body kit was towed in as the customer says the car won't move. The technician said the customer just installed all of these wheel spacers, and when you turn the steering wheel more than half a turn, the front tires hit the wide body kit and prevent the car from moving. This customer's car
Why
was
do you have
brought
that
in
nice-
as they said they have a water leak, and every light appeared on the instrument cluster. The shop declined to work on his car due to the mold, but suspect that the water leak was from the sunroof drains being clogged. When this truck was brought in for some service work, the technician couldn't help but notice that the customer had half a forest and rocks in his vehicle and on the dash.
Completely covered. There's no way your windshield's defrosting with all this shit up.
This customer had just brought in their car for an oil change. The technician who
How do
checked
these
his clips
people
with the customer
live?
had just bought this car.
Like, how do
and
these
didn't
people
know
wipe
how
their
much of a
ass
death
every
trap
day?
This car really was.
Like,
The customer
successfully.
didn't fully grasp on how terrible the state of his car was and wanted to drive it away. He also mentioned there are really strict rules where he lives, and the police was involved as the customer wanted to continue driving the vehicle. The car was later towed away and sent to a scrapyard. This pickup truck was just at this shop for some unrelated work, and is now back as the customer is trying to blame them for damaging the suspension on his vehicle. The shop said to the customer that their vehicle was already in this condition before they brought it in, and mentioned that it arrived with no hood on. The power steering did not work, and the steering wheel was very loose.
Look at this shit. It's just
Done
loose on
10 minute
there.
with 96799. 2016 minute with 96799. What are the chances?
And this customer's history was told as they said they had a fire.
It's
under
the
hood.
same
The
year
customer
and
ran their
everything?
engine low on oil and drove for long enough like this that multiple connected rods busted through the engine block, but the engine still ran and melted a fuel line in the process. The
What?
customer also said to the shop that they didn't hear any strange noises prior to this incident.
How?
Customer states he charged his vehicle to 100%, then a message came up
Literally,
on the dash saying the
how?
power reduced, and the AC and heat does not work.
Yeah,
and the battery
yeah, I'm a
only charges
mechanic.
to 30%. The technician said most of the customer's concern were caused by the inverter that the customer wired in on his electric car.
You can go watch my
corresponding
other
to
live stream.
When this
I
vehicle
try to
was
get a
in for an oil
job.
change, the mechanics were
Oh
checking
wait,
the
I put it
tire
on
pressures on his
private. I need to
customer's
make it
car
a
and
public.
found that this rubber band of a tire had 137 psi.
Oh my god.
It won't even see that. It's got so much pressure.
I'm gonna back away.
Customer states the front end feels loose and makes some weird noises. The technician found that the customer had tied some rags around the worn out ball joints and some other issues. The customer declined repairs. This truck was brought in for a list of issues, but one of the issues was that there was a weird smell when the windshield defroster was on.
This motorcycle was brought in as the customer said it wouldn't start after he tried fixing an oil leak himself. The customer did not know the oil pan bolts had to be retorqued every 10,000 miles. So when it started to leak, he decided to use Honda Bond to try and stop the leak. The silicone managed to make its way into the oil galleys and caused the engine to seize.
Shut up.
This 1959 Jeep CJ2 was brought in as the owner did some engine work and now has a valve train noise. The customer did not have all the correct rocker arms and decided to use a different rocker arm that was modified by himself using a grinder and 3 washers as spacers, which caused the rocker arm to contact the spring retainer.
Yeah, that's good quality.
And this 2017 Ford Mustang GT350 was towed in as the customer had apparently dumped a clutch, which resulted in the clutch exploding and breaking the transmission, damaging the exhaust, wiring harness, and some other parts. Customer states driver's side fog light does not work. The technician had to explain to the customer that their vehicle was not equipped with fog lights. This shop did not get a full story from the customer, but this car was towed in as apparently another shop just did some work on the car and damaged the oil pan, and now their engine has a bad knock. Whoever did the work had used what looked like slow cooker plastic liners instead of an oil pan. And this vehicle was towed in as a customer says they have no throttle response. The customer said they apparently had another shop repair a damaged engine air intake hose. The shop found that somebody had just put this can in the tube to prevent it from collapsing and taped the hose together, but the can got sucked into the throttle body and caused their concern. This vehicle was brought in as the customer says they can smell gas. The technician found this leaking jerry can to be the issue. And this car was brought in as the customer says it goes into eco mode anytime he drives over a speed bump. The customer's phone mount was the issue. This snowblower was brought in as it does not start after the customer installed a new spark plug. The customer installed the incorrect spark plug and managed to damage the spark plug hole and cracked a cylinder head in the process and declined to have it fixed. The customer is now back as he did not believe the mechanic and bought a second snowblower and tried the same thing and damaged another engine.
No!
This customer's for his yearly inspection, and the customer mentioned that he's a welder and fixed some issues on the car himself, so it should pass without any issues. The mechanic found that this rear axle was very poorly welded. The customer then said he had somebody else weld the axle and his car failed the inspection.
Customer states the rear lights don't work and the service park sensor system appears on the instrument cluster. The customer had recently modified his exhaust and cut it off at the end, which pointed the exhaust towards the wires for the park sensors and lights, which caused some wires to melt over time. Customer states they were in Yellowstone and the left rear brakes were sparking, so the customer removed everything except a brake caliper and one brake pad to build temporary pressure in the brake system. The mechanic was pretty surprised to see what the customer did to drive home like this for 11 hours. And this customer said their vehicle got stuck, so they attempted to use the rear tow hook attachment, but the female end is ripped, and that the rear interior tie-down loop was pulled out of place as the customer tried to use it to pull the vehicle out. The technician found the rear tow hook to have no issues, and that the customer pulled out this cargo net hook trying to pull the vehicle out of the ditch.
Customer states, shakes over 100. No laugh, it's paid for. He thinks he needs a bearing. I think he's got other problems.
Shakes over 100. What the fuck are you doing driving this 100 miles an hour?
Customer states vehicle will start, but the idle is very erratic, and they can't get the car out of park, and it was towed in. The technician found that the customer had the floor mat on top of the accelerator pedal.
Shut up.
When this vehicle was in for a service, the technician noticed that this customer had all of this underneath the hood of their SUV. The customer said to leave it there as he set up for an emergency. This Tesla was brought in as the customer tried to install a new steering wheel, but now has multiple alerts and the steering wheel controls don't work. It was found that the customer cross-threaded the bolts on the steering column and broke the clock spring assembly in the process.
Oh, broken clock spring.
This Mercedes-Benz GLE 53 came in as the customer said the windshield washer was emptying very quickly. The technician found a pinhole in a washer fluid line which caused water fluid to spray all over these fuses, wiring, and relays.
Nice. That's awesome.
This car was brought in as the customer said he apparently just had another shop install new front struts and was told that the front end should settle after a few miles, but it's been a couple of weeks and it hasn't changed. The technician thinks that whoever installed the struts installed one from a different model of Cadillac. This car was just brought in for inspection and
it'll settle.
a ton of
Fuck
issues.
you.
The mechanic said more than half of the car seemed to be made out of spray foam. Even though the vehicle failed the inspection, the customer drove away and continues to drive the car.
This vehicle came in with a control arm held in with a trailer hitch pin. The customer's car also had a bad misfire, but he didn't want it diagnosed before going on a 300-mile trip.
And this SUV was brought in as a customer says it smells like soap inside their car. The customer had just put this bar of soap on the cowl to try and prevent any rodents from chewing wires.
Wow.
This car was brought in for a brake issue. The mechanic also noticed that the car really needed new front and rear struts. The customer declined repairs. His car was
It
brought in
bounced
as well,
away.
so they had an engine misfire and tried fixing it themselves. The mechanic found out from the owner that they lost the bolts to hold down the ignition coils and used this piece of wood and metal bracket to hold them down in place. This car was towed in as the customer said the tires just randomly popped. The mechanic is not sure what the customer did, but they
Just
found all
randomly
four
popped.
wheels speed bent and some undercarriage damage.
Oh wow. That's damage from train tracks, probably. Yeah, that's train
A
tracks.
customer just bought this vehicle and brought it in for an
Right,
alignment. The mechanic found that the power steering rack mounts were rusted off the cross member and held together with some chain and spray foam. He also found the frame and body to be falling apart due to rust, so he declined to do any work on it. And this vehicle was brought in as a customer said they fell asleep behind the wheel and they think they have an exhaust leak. The shop did not find any exhaust leaks, but they said there was a strong smell of gasoline in the car.
That's funny.
This mechanic was pretty surprised to find all of these cigarettes when he was looking for the wheel lock key that he couldn't find. Customer states they apparently had a new fuel tank installed at another shop, but it stopped working after a few months. Whoever installed this fuel tank installed the incorrect one and smashed in both sides to make it fit. And this vehicle was brought in as a customer says the vehicle overheats 2 notches above halfway. The technician found that the vehicle doesn't overheat, and the customer confused the temperature gauge with the fuel level gauge.
Lean cuisine, always a good source.
Oh, oh, baby, baby. It's a wild world. Nothing but a smile, girl. Do. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Get a little. You want to know something funny? I've literally been wearing shoes this entire time. Just literally shoes. Whole time. Because the floor here is fucking cold. Floor here is cold. Not to say that these shoes are warm, but they do make my feet warm. So I guess that's good. Man, I don't even think that I smoked in them. Man. I've really been selling myself short. You know? All this time I could have been like doing interviews and stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter even if you have a job, you still need to do job interviews, you know? And that wasn't clear until I didn't have a job, and now all I do is job interviews. And I'm like, man, how stupid am I for not, like, trying this earlier? I'm just dumb. I'm just like an idiot for not doing this earlier. Ow! Ah, my dick. Ah, that was weird. Like my dick was getting pinched for a second there. Hey, don't start doing that. It looks like you're doing something. Do it over there. No, go ahead. Because if you turn around, then it looks like you're doing something to me, and I don't. See? When you're at that angle, it looks like you're, like, licking me. Okay? Don't want people insinuating shit. Look at me, good day, I'm a good day, good day, good day. Look at the good day. Ooh. You don't even give a fuck. It's the power of the sun. Combined with the power of Ra. And now, bet you didn't expect this. Oh. That is fucking like a wizard. Boom. By the power of Ra. It's a perfect what the so weird. That's pretty cool. The power of Ra. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to push you. It's just... Thanks. No more questions for me. Oh, 1 hour. Yeah. Another hour done. If no one has any other questions, then we are through. Woo, woo. And an F-U. No, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jesus Christ. None of that. Jesus Christ. Alright, well. 750 million people now watch my show. Thank you to my 750 million people who watch my live stream. Thank you to all 750 people who watch the live stream. Get out of my live stream. Thank you. Good night. I'm just kidding. Good night, my lovely viewers. Get off of my live stream.